Welcome back to the Psychology of Intimacy. I'm Dr. Cohen. This is episode 5 of 14, The Two Faces of Desire. Across this series, we're building one big idea together, that intimacy is not a thing you either have or don't, but a process you build. If you're joining mid-series, you're welcome here, but you'll get the most out of today if you think of it as one piece of a larger picture we're assembling episode by episode. I want to start today by naming a quiet worry that a lot of people carry and almost no one says out loud. It sounds like this: I don't want it the way I used to. The desire doesn't just show up anymore, so something must be wrong with me. If that thought has ever crossed your mind, this episode is for you because it rests on a myth, and I'd like to take that myth apart. For a long time, the dominant model of sexual response was essentially linear. Desire comes first, a spontaneous urge, and that urge leads to arousal, which leads to satisfaction. Desire kicks off the chain. This is the picture most of us absorb from culture, and it describes a real experience. Spontaneous desire, wanting that seems to arrive on its own, unbidden, is genuine. Many people feel it, especially early in a relationship. But it is not the only kind of desire, and treating it as the only kind has caused an enormous amount of needless suffering. A clinician named Basson proposed a different picture. Not a straight line, but a circle. In this model, you don't have to begin with a spike of spontaneous wanting. You can begin from a more neutral place, what she called sexual neutrality, and choose to be open to closeness for any number of reasons: warmth, connection, the wish to feel near your partner. From that openness, you engage. And here's the key move: arousal comes first, and desire follows. The wanting catches up once you're already engaged. This is called responsive desire. And once you understand it, a great deal of pressure simply lifts. Because if you've been waiting to be struck by lightning before you'll engage, waiting to spontaneously feel ravenous, you may be waiting for something that, at this stage of your life or your relationship, was never going to lead the way. The desire was available, it just wasn't going to arrive first. It was going to arrive in response. I want to add something the research has made clear, because it matters for fairness and for shame. Responsive desire is not a malfunction, and it is not a women's problem or a men's problem, though cultural scripts often pin spontaneous desire to men and leave everyone else feeling broken. Responsive desire is a normal, healthy, common pattern across people. The two faces of desire, spontaneous and responsive, are both real faces. Neither one is the counterfeit. Think about what this reframes. The partner who says, "I'm never in the mood," may actually mean, "I'm never in the mood in advance." That's not the end of a sexual life. That's a different, completely workable starting point, one that begins with willingness and closeness rather than with a thunderclap of urge. So here is your takeaway, and I'd like you to hold it kindly. Desire has two faces. One arrives before and one arrives in response. And the second is every bit as real as the first. If you've been judging yourself for not feeling lightning, consider that you may simply be wired right now for the responsive kind. Next episode, we look at a strange paradox: how the very closeness that makes us feel safe can be the thing that quietly cools desire.